Patrick Howley broke the story on Northam's yearbook photo. He is the founder and editor-in-chief of the conservative-leaning website Big League Politics. Patrick, thank you for joining us. Tell us how you first became aware.
Thank you, Tanya.
Thanks so much. Tell us how you first became aware of this image in Northam's yearbook.
A concerned citizen who had known about this for years brought this to my attention because this person wanted to expose Ralph Northam's history of racism and his racist past. And I'm happy to be a conduit of this information, and I'm glad that it got out there to the American people so that people could see what Ralph Northam was doing at this point in his life.
And is it true that the person who first, brought this photo to your attention was motivated by the governor's remarks on late-term abortions?
Well, this person was a private citizen, and I'm not going to get into who this person was or why they did it. However, this was not a cynical political operation. This person was a citizen who just wanted to do the right thing.
And did you reach out to Northam's office before publishing, and did anyone get back to you?
No, no one got back to me. And so I confirmed the authenticity of the photo, ran the story, and exposed his racist past.
So, Patrick, you used to work for Breitbart, and your current website is pro-Trump. What would you say to those who would say that that bias taints any reporting that your outlet puts out?
I would say look at what this story is accomplishing, Tanya, because there are progressives, there are conservatives, there are libertarians all over this country who are uniting right now in their hatred of Ralph Northam, perhaps for different reasons. But we are starting to see that the 2D news narrative that exists in the media in America is starting to break down, and people are coming together, and they choose not to be divided. And I think that is something that, people are learning. People are learning that their Republican neighbors hate racism too. People are learning that their Democrat neighbors hate racism, and people are coming together in this country, and that's a very important thing.
It's true that people from both sides of the aisle are calling on him to resign. Your outlet also published a story with the headline, "Stanford Fellow Hints at Possible Justin Fairfax Sex Assault." And today, the Lieutenant Governor responded to that story. Let's listen.
The allegation is completely false, as was indicated in our statement. And if you read through the story, you'll see it's completely uncorroborated. And the fact that they would run a story on an uncorroborated allegation from now 15 years ago tells you exactly what this smear is all about.
How would you respond to that? Because as you know, the Washington Post looked into these allegations many, many years ago and could not corroborate them and chose not to run the story. So how would you respond to the Lieutenant Governor?
Tanya, the Washington Post years ago interviewed this woman, Vanessa Tyson, and found out, according to her version of events, that this consensual encounter became non-consensual. Now, obviously, Mr. Fairfax disputes that. However, my reporting is 100% accurate. This allegation does exist. The Washington Post did spike the story. So if Mr. Fairfax wants to sue me, I'll see him in court, and discovery will be fun.
He did mention that he is considering legal action. If you run a story, though, that's not corroborated by either person, or that either side of the story is not corroborated, are you worried, though, that could, bring into question your approach?
Tanya, my approach is unimpeachable. This is a very serious allegation, and I'm happy to be able to share this woman's story with the American people and allow the American people to decide for themselves, and also force the mainstream media to have to investigate this claim, which, if it hadn't been for me publishing it, nobody would have known about this woman's story.
Right. Okay. And my final question is, the lieutenant government governor sort of hinted that this was a hit job, considering the fact that first the governor was targeted and now he is targeted. There was you can confirm there was no coordinated effort on your part here.
No, I mean, I think it was divine intervention, honestly. And I'm very glad to expose racism. I'm very glad to expose what Mr. Fairfax is accused of. And I'm very happy to be a conduit of information for whistleblowers around the country.
All right. Patrick Howley, thank you so much for your time.